Hello, I hope all is progressing well. Welcome to I Don't Know, We Can Talk About It, where we discuss myriads of topics civilly, reasonably, and responsibly. My name is Kevin Dufresne. Our first topic is about media literacy. What's happening with the particular teachers, the instructors, with the teaching is the learning consists of how to approach information online. The article addresses the health parameters of which the teaching is assisting with, and recognizing the importance of media literacy is extremely important. As the article mentions, media literacy across all subjects is extremely necessary and helpful, especially considering any environment which is engaging with technology more so than not. Note any environment is what I mentioned, because when one is at home, at school, at a store, wherever one may be able to engage with parameters of technology. Now, even more so, what technology may be in use for conveying is important to acknowledge. Technology is a unique term. I find the term quite interesting because of how vast the term may be. Individuals engaging with messaging are in a situation where defining, interpreting becomes a part of the processing of the information. Now, the article offers different ways to approach media literacy, which I think is very good. Even more so, the article brings to attention the broad expanse of information that many may engage with, that many have on the internet. And when considering one's health, it's quite important to be able to assess information as well as understand how information works in context of research as well as in context of scientific methods. I like to use the term research because research is broader. The scientific method may fit within the umbrella of research. So being able to engage with questioning is extremely important, though how to actually find information, use information relevant to what one is attempting to engage with, to create a hypothesis, to further inquire, to further determine whatever one is seeking to determine or validate is extremely important. So being able to acknowledge media literacy is beyond an educational atmosphere. The skill being necessary, not just for what is of the internet, what is of technology, in senses of electronic devices, internet, though otherwise considerably, how information is present in myriad ways and needs addressing in myriad ways, how information comes about through a parameter, and the parameter needs proper assessing. So being able to properly assess parameter is extremely valuable. To be able to discern well is extremely valuable and may prove greatly for one's health long term. Our next topic is of individuals with different needs and different abilities, acknowledging Title I and IDEA, how local situations may prove extremely valuable is what makes progress successful, considering what may be happening from a different locale. The reason I mention both as locale, is because government is greatly in connection with what is going on ground-wise, though community is always in great control of what may be process-wise, and every locale connects with what is possible. So engaging with structures of the physical realm, assessing how one may determine what a building may be, what a building's design may be. One may consider how individuals differ. Individuals have different needs. How lighting may affect an individual. How stairs may affect an individual. How parameters of learning may need to be for particular individuals' learning abilities. Now, the article is engaging with the realities of what may locally be possible. What are situations that individuals may engage with to ensure, regardless of what may be happening in one locale, the current locale is properly addressing what individuals may need, not just depending on need, not just depending on the different ability, though assessing realities of human connections, of human spectrums, to note engaging with this physical structure in a particular way will allow for more access to more individuals that may offer humanity well. Assessing educational criterion is extremely important. Is an environment able to assist with an individual in becoming efficient external of the educational environment? Being able to engage what types of individuals might be attempting to access an educational environment, being aware and mindful of these types of situations will allow for more individuals of different abilities, of different needs, to access what may be of great assistance in life. Now, if a locale is grouping together well, working together well, where any individual with different abilities and different needs is able to best grow due to parameters set that are efficient for individuals of different needs, different abilities, then the awareness increases and individuals may continue to have such access well. A mindful approach engaging with political parameters, especially of a locale, is to consider how individuals may not always be in agreement in a locale for whatever reason. Additionally, individuals in a locale may be in agreement for whatever reason. Not to say whether any of the reasoning is objectively aligning with the good or the bad or whatever the situation may be in between, though that such an awareness may not be necessarily of mind to the individuals of the locale. So consider how implementations may be, not just of an educational environment, though individuals, as the article even mentions, external to an educational environment, assessing what life may be for a locale, which is broader than an educational environment, which is even broader than a network of educational environments in a locale. So it's extremely important to engage with what parameters of access are available and how might implementations be for individuals of different needs, different abilities. B, attempting to access what is to be beneficial of life in better, if not the best, ways possible. All right, it's origami time. Now, we're gonna fold from point to point and edge to edge. We're going to make a poached egg. Since we're using origami paper, it's arguably a vegan poached egg. After the folding from point to point, the folding on edge to edge happens. I like to fold point to point on one side, then edge to edge on another side. This way I'll be able to more easily access the fold, whether it needs to be of this triangle form or the diamond form here, which we're going to be using the diamond form. Additionally, the side one chooses will operate depending on the origami design to reflect certain colors or designs. So in this situation, we have this fourfold here. And all that's going to happen is we're just going to go in here and coming into the diamond fold here. So assessing the design of the origami instructions, an easier way is possible here. So after making these folds, which may seem somewhat redundant, if one is aware of the origami instructions and the summary of the YouTube video particularly, one may simply just fold edge to edge and then fold in each corner. After folding in each corner, one may just turn the origami over and fold these corners in. So I'm putting every single corner in the middle. And afterward, what we have here is, see the back portion is where we're just done folding. We're gonna fold in very simply the corners as much as you like. Just make them kind of like stands, if you will. Just little stands here, and we're gonna return to the other side afterward. This, I think, gives a good origami 3D effect for the poached eggs. So now what we're going to do on this side is we're actually going to take this, we're just going to fold it, just lightly. One idea is to kind of curl it. So just curl it, roll it. See, I'm just going to roll it a little bit, and then it floats up nicely like a little petal. We'll do this for every single side. Just nicely roll it. Or just bring it close to the edge. Just give it a nice bend, and the reason for it is because of the following fold. So just roll it in, press it in like that, okay? once you see it's popping up here, we're gonna get into the next one. Just fold it here. Next, all we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it, the edge in at that fold. Very simple. Then we're gonna fold it again. Okay, fold it at the fold. And if you wanna just leave it at the fold, you can. You can leave it at the fold. And then you just fold it. So you can leave it at the fold or you can fold it again. Okay, fold it. And I'll do a mix. Again, with the origami, it's nice to practice with your own design as you get the main idea of the design you're working from. If you make an original design, cool for you. All right, so then you see this portion right here. There it is. Now we have this. What we're gonna do next is actually gonna fold in the edges. Okay, so we're just gonna fold in this edge. And we're gonna try to give it a similar variance of what you might get from a poached egg, though the imperfectness of the poached egg, if one will. Okay, and voila, you have your poached egg. And the cool thing again is you have this back area too, so you can work it. You can kind of stand it up, if you like, again for that 3D-ish effect, and then you'll have it here, if you will. Okay. Da-na-na-na. Bon appetit. I champion reading physical books. Reading a physical book has many health benefits. One of which is when one is reading a physical book, the brain physically changes. Long-term health benefits from reading a physical book. The Complete Idiot's Guide to Tantric Sex. And I really appreciate how the text does approach teaching of tantric history and engages tantric with the respect to the spirituality of tantric sex with the mindfulness of how one is engaging healthfully. So one is receiving guidance in connection with a health professional, which may prove extremely unique in regard to the text because of other texts I've come to read of similar context. Engaging with a health professional is not necessarily absent the adamancy of ensuring to address these situations, the engagings with a health professional is extremely present. So one is to not simply jump into attending oneself with another or others in a spiritual, healthful practice unaware in a way that may prove unsafe. So one is very mindful of the parameters of the intelligences one is engaging with, then approaching healthfully with a health professional is solid advice and a strong recommendation throughout the text, which is offering the wonderfulness of the Tantra fusing with the good hedonism to ensure healthful progressions for individuals to be more mindful with life, romantic life partners, as well as oneself approaching a learning of how to differently engage with parameters of health. Thank you for joining. I don't know. We can talk about it. Onward and Upward, Kevin Dufresne.